Good morning, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That's the third one. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. Back to my good friend Todd Baldwin. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on again.
Hey, man, we took a great right turn in that conversation about rent control, and that's what topic number two is going to be. I want people to realize. I want to go back to Todd at 20, right? So pre job, pre buying that first house. I just want people to appreciate who was Todd, because again, I just love that AB example. Both two guys that got 19 grand. One invests in a house. One goes next level with house hacking by the room. The other one buys an Escalade and looks fly for a minute. And then let's fast forward to what happened over 5 or 6 years. So let's remind Todd. Let's tell the world, who was Todd at 20. What was going on in Todd's life at 20?
Man, at 20, I was in college. I ended up dropping out of college at 22, which I'm not saying everybody should do. I'm not recommending it. It did work out for me, but it's because I dropped out of school for a specific opportunity, which happened to be a sales job.
Mm-hmm.
And after dropping out of college, maybe like 8 or 9 months later, I was making six figures in sales.
Mm-hmm.
And I was living, I was renting a room in a house for like $700 a month. And I was eating top ramen and Costco hot dogs, just saving every cent that I possibly could, while also paying off my student loans. So I did that, paid off my loans, saved 19 grand. And then I had this deposit that I could put down on my first house. And
well, hold on. You're going
sure.
too fast. I want people to realize,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. I mean, it's awesome, but I want people to realize that you have these choices, right? So again,
Yes.
You're in college. What year were you when you dropped out? Junior, senior?
Yeah, I think my junior year,
All
I
right.
had like one more year left. So
Right.
it was 2014.
All right. So you drop out. You drop out for an opportunity. Great. But you also drop out having student debt. How big was that pile?
It was $25,000.
Okay. So 25 grand. Again, once you drop out, payments are due,
Yep.
right? They're delayed while you're in school. They're due.
Yep.
Do you remember your payment? It was 25 grand. So it was maybe $400, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I was making like way more than the normal payment because I just wanted to be done with it.
Yeah. But what was,
like,
I mean, but everybody talks about the payment. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, it was
$400?
probably like $375, something like
Yeah,
that.
let's call it 400. So again, you
Mhm.
want to get rid of that because you realize that's an anchor on you. So
Yep.
again, I want people to realize you made the choice. You rented a room for 700
Yes.
bucks.
Yes.
And again, you had a job. You could have rented a 1 bedroom or a studio and been by yourself. What would that have been? Was that like 2 grand? What do you think?
Yeah. So it's funny. I actually, I could have, my income at the time, I was making six figures as a young guy. I could have gone and rented a $2,500, 3 grand bougie apartment overlooking the city.
All right.
And I was like, but that's stupid. I'll just rent a room and get out of debt and invest.
So I want to talk about that because I don't know, dude. I don't know. What do you think? 98% of the people at 22 would have been like, dude, I need to look fly.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get the ladies.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
just don't have that, right? You're like, nope, debt's got to go, right? Did you read Dave Ramsey or something? I mean, what's going on in your life at this point?
I'd followed Dave Ramsey. I don't agree with everything he says. Like I have credit cards and I use leverage for real estate, but I understand his getting out of debt principles.
Yeah.
I also think too, like, and this is going to sound weird, but my goals were so much bigger than living in a nice apartment and driving a fancy car. Like,
where does that come from? Because I think a lot of people miss that, right? The rat race. And again, I didn't even appreciate the rat race until I was 30. It seems like you just had it in you from the jump.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is I legit grew up like in poverty. My mom was at the poverty line when we were growing up, raised by a single mother. She at once relied on like food stamps and stuff. So I saw that life and I wanted nothing to do with it. But yeah, I mean, like I just, so all of my friends went out and got nice apartments.
Mm-hmm.
Renting a nice apartment wasn't appealing to me, but owning a nice apartment building was appealing to me.
At 22.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Like I have another buddy who just spent like 40 grand on a watch. And like it would literally never occur to me. I don't want to own a Rolex. I would be happy to own a brand of watch company that people want to spend 40K a pop on, but I have it just doesn't do anything for me.
And you at 22, because that's not normal. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, whatever wiring you have, I wish we could make that a course or something, because a lot of people flexing in, especially in social media area, right? They want to flex the 40K Rolly, the 18 karat gold or platinum Submariner or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
amazing.
I kind of take pride in the fact that I still drive my 2009 Ford Focus with 180,000 miles on it, and my wedding ring
Ford
is
Focus.
made out of rubber. This is my wedding ring.
Oh, you have no idea how awesome that is.
Thank you.
Have you had to replace it? Like, does the rubber break?
Okay, so a pack, I actually have it right here. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, but I have a pack of all these rings. This pack was $12.
It'll last you a decade.
Yeah, it'll last forever. So it's good. Now I don't want to, I bought my wife a very nice ring. Like I bought her a really nice diamond, from
the jump, or was that an upgrade?
I'm sorry?
From the jump, like day one, or did she get an upgrade? Okay.
No, day one.
Okay.
I actually asked her recently if she wanted an upgrade, and she said no, because she likes the diamond that I got her.
Nice.
We're, younger, and that was where we're at the time of our life. And, it was like 15 grand. So not crazy, but not, a really nice ring. But I asked her the other day, because that's actually the area that I do spend money, is I like to spoil my wife because she stuck with me when I was broke.
Yeah.
And I found this like yellow diamond ring for like 50 grand. And it's like, now it's like a drop in the hat. Like I could buy that tomorrow. And, like that's a couple hours of work for me at this point. And she was like, nah, I don't need it. Let's just put it, put it in the business, max out the SEP IRA. Like, she's on the same page that I am.
That is so awesome. All right. So again, you're 22 at this point. Do you even know your wife at this point? I just want to make sure we're at the right point.
Yeah. So we met, this is the luckiest thing that ever happened. We met when we were 19.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And we started dating a couple months after that. It actually took me 2 months to save for our first date. Because I was so broke. Like I literally I got a job in college, and it took me like 65 days to save to be able to take her out to a restaurant. And even at the restaurant, she offered to pay. And I know everyone's super woke now, but I'm old school. And when I'm taking a woman out, like I'm paying for that. And so I wouldn't let her pay. And she was like, well, how about for our second date, we go to Costco and we get the free samples as an appetizer, and then we go get a hot dog for the main meal. And at that point, I was just like, this woman just wants to be with me. Like she just wants to be in my company, doesn't care the fact that I have no money. And, for me, that just meant a lot. It meant a lot that she was with me for me.
I got to meet her someday.
I'm sure you will. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you pay off your debt, student loans first.
Mm-hmm.
That takes a year.
Yeah. I mean, not even, man. Cause I was making 100 grand real quick.
You're paying it off check to check. Commissioned every month or quarter?
Every month were my commissions.
Yeah, mine too. Okay. So you're paying that off. You get rid of that. Then step 2 is saving for it. Like immediately, are you thinking down payment? Like it seems like you were singularly focused. Get rid of student debt first, gone. Then step 2 was save for a purchase.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of doing it simultaneously because if an opportunity of a house opened up, I didn't want to have no money for a down payment. Okay. So I'd basically how can I split my student loans, like dump enough on that, but also save a little bit. At the time, the down payment for a first time home buyer was only 3.5%. So I didn't need a ton. Yeah. And then, we basically just blitzed on both fronts and got out of debt and had a chunk for a down payment at the same time.
So again, folks, the 3.5% down payment's not gone. It's still available today. I wish more people got it. The property ladder is awesome. A lot of people, again, right. Your first house was $500,000. For most of the country, it's $250,000.
Right.
Right. You happen to live in, I don't know, one of the top 20 expensive parts of Seattle, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Seattle. So again, most of you 3.5% down is like $9 grand.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
10 grand. Right. So ramen and hot dogs and, stop flexing with the $40,000 watch and the Escalade. I mean, all right. So, this is such an awesome story. All right. So again, your whole intention in buying this house you signed the paperwork, you are immediately renting rooms, right? I mean, that was the plan.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, it sort of was a double whammy because my girlfriend and we needed a place to live. Yep. We were going to live together for the first time. And, the house was way too big for just the two of us. It made sense to rent out the bedrooms. So we closed on the house, I believe December 17th of 2015, we had all of the additional rooms rented out and renters move in by January 1st.
So just tell us about this $500,000 house. Three
Yes.
bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. What do we got?
It was 6 bedrooms, 4
Jesus.
bathrooms.
God
So
damn.
huge. It was 3 stories tall with a 3-car garage, and it was on a huge lot, like a 12,000 square foot lot.
Newer home or older home?
It was brand new construction.
They built a 6-bedroom, 4-bath house.
Yes.
Wow. I don't see that a lot where I am.
Well, so
on purpose, they built a 6-bedroom house.
You know what it was advertised as is like 4 bedrooms, a den, and a bonus room.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just rented them all out as bedrooms. They all had closets and windows, so it's like, why not?
Why not? Yeah. All right. So did you at least take the master bedroom?
Oh yeah, we did.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, we had our own private bathroom, so that was great. But we rented out the rest of the rooms. We lived completely for free every month. And then, eventually we bought another house, moved into it as a primary residence, and then leased out our master that we had just moved out of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this house, I mean, I put $19,000 down after the principal, interest, taxes, insurance, after all the maintenance and utilities that we covered. It was putting 25 grand a year in our pocket, which is, if anyone's doing the math, 130% cash on cash return when you calculate the 19K down and the 25 or whatever it was that we're getting per year. We held on to that thing for, until yesterday. So it was making us 25 grand a year from basically January of 2016 up until September of 2021. And then we just sold it for $875. So $375K more than what we paid for it.
Did you wait? So let's see. So are you going to write that? So did you, again, people don't know this, but I'm guessing you got that tax free because you can take 500 grand as a married family.
So you can, although we didn't live in that property for 2 of the last 5 years.
Oh, you didn't make the cut.
Right, because we kept moving to buy a new primary residence.
Oh, we just missed it. Okay.
We did. Well, we moved 4 times in the last 6 years.
Okay.
Because we just kept buying house after house, and we were taking advantage of the lower rate and the lower down payment. But yeah, there are ways around that. Like if we wanted to, we could have kept a room vacant.
Yeah,
and just like occupied that, kind of not, but I'm not advising anyone.
No, I just assumed the first one you stayed there the longest and you maybe just snuck into the 2 years. Cause again, 16 to 21 is the magic 5 years. I just didn't realize you had moved that fast. Yeah.
Yeah. We bought 6 houses in 4 years. So we were moving hard.
House hacking every single one, or room hack. Let's call it room hacking. Room hacking every single one. Even this, I'm filming in a duplex right now. On our side of the duplex, this is a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom place. When we first moved in here, again, we rented out the other 2 bedrooms and the other half of the duplex. We put on Airbnb, and then we converted a garage spot into a studio that was also on Airbnb. So we were living for free in a brand new duplex in Seattle and making like $2 grand a month in profit just on this duplex. Plus we had 5 other houses going for us. So life doesn't suck, is what I'm hearing you say.
Life does not suck. And going back to your point about that first house, so my $19,000 down payment over, 5 years, I was collecting 25 grand a year in profit. So, over 100 grand there. And then we sold it for $375 more than what we paid for it. Mm-hmm. So when you do all the math, we basically turned our $19,000 investment into $500,000, in like 5 or 6 years, which is really hard to do unless you get lucky with crypto or something. Like the
average person is not going to. You could gamble and get there.
Yes.
I don't suggest gambling.
No.
Right. Again, think about what you did. You paid off debt.
Mm-hmm.
You lived below your means, which is not normal for a 22-year-old, but that's the key. You saved and then you executed. I mean, how much research did you do? Like you talked about a 6-bedroom, 4-bath, right? A 6-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage, the first house.
Mm-hmm.
How I talk about doing the work, looking daily, right? Daily disciplines. Did you just like wake up one day and bump into the listing, or had you been looking every day for months, or how'd you find this deal?
We looked every day for a long, long time.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you just weren't lucky. So it does take work.
It does. Yeah. We looked around, what I found too. I mean, we put it this way. At first, I was looking at condos in Bellevue, which was the nice city, and I didn't want to rent, but at least I thought, well, if I buy it, I can capture my dollars back in appreciation.
Okay.
And then quickly I realized that wasn't the route I wanted to go, because I could offset the monthly payment if I instead rent out the bedrooms. And in a condo, there's not 6 bedrooms.
Right.
And then what I found is the city that we invested in, it was just outside downtown Seattle. And for the same price of like a 20-year-old condo in Bellevue, we could build a brand new 6-bedroom house.
Wow.
And so it was like, that's the way to go. So then we started driving around the neighborhoods that we wanted to invest in. And we came across a lot with just a foundation and a frame. It was completely open. There weren't walls or even a roof on it. We contacted the building company and we're like, hey, we want to buy this house. And I handed the builder a check for 10 grand. I was like, here's $10,000. Consider this earnest money.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get financing, that'll go towards my down payment. If I can't get financing, you can keep the 10 grand. And so the builder was like, done. So
That's
there we go.
That's awesome. So again, I'm going to get this on video. One of the things I would love to add to the course, given this success, is I have a section called house hacking, but that's more about duplexes, quads, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could take your experience and create a do's and don'ts for house hacking rooms? Do you think you could do that for us?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's, again, it's not for everyone, but it's been such a life hack for us and like a game changer. It's been amazing.
Yeah. I think if I were to design this in real time, I think one video kind of summarizing how 19 grand turned into 500, basically, step 0, save the money, 3.5% down, room, tell the story. And then the second story, if you don't mind, would be kind of do's and don'ts. Roommates, it's hard, but do this, do that, don't do this, whatever.
Absolutely.
Collecting rent, managing repairs, all those things. Let's just get more people thinking about what's possible. And then I just will add it to the course as more free content.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you very much for doing this. How can people find you and your awesome YouTube channel?
Thank you. Well, YouTube is just my name, Todd Baldwin. And on Instagram, if you guys have any questions, you can DM me there. It's just at Todd J. Baldwin.
That's awesome, man. Thanks again.
Thank you.